Hello, Braves country. It's Coach Ken Anderson, go your hardcore Braves. I got my man Andrew Davidson. How you doing, Andrew?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Just got back from the FIFA World Cup game here in Atlanta. It's a very tiring Monday, but we're back at it, back on the podcast. Happy to be back. How you doing, Ken?
Doing all right. We mentioned on the other ones, we do appreciate everybody missing us. That means the world to us. And my daughter's, of course, everybody knows, is battling, but she's getting better, hopefully. And so we're going to jump on here. And I ran over here and Andrew found time. He's really busy with the FIFA World Cup and get a little break. You want to check some of that out there. It's really good action. Um, so last week we knew we were having one of these weeks. Here it come. 1-4, as we mentioned on the recap, could easily have been 4-1 if we just got a couple of hits with runners in scoring position. Overall, the two left-handed pitchers, Sale and Perez, pitched well. The three right-handed pitchers did not. One of those right-handed pitchers, Spencer Strider, got hurt, elbow inflammation. Luckily, he has no structural damage. I don't really know what to make of that, to be honest with you, Andrew. I've been in the pitching business for a long, long time, and I'm just going to be cautiously optimistic because there are a lot of concerns I have, and I'm sure the Braves have too. But the good thing is you don't have to have surgery, and we'll see how he goes forward. So that's my thoughts on last week. What do you got on a pretty miserable week?
It was a tough week for the Braves. I mean, it was kind of coming. I kind of felt it coming sooner than later. We just had a good home stand at home, swept the Pirates, and then you kind of lay an egg and against a good White Sox team, as we told you, and then a Mets team that has played a little bit better. And then you got to go, and then sometimes we've struggled up there in New York a little bit, but I'm not too worried. It was just a bad week. It's going to happen. Won't be the last time it happens this year, but I'm not too worried at all. How about yourself?
I'm not. I'm really not. Mets are a desperate baseball team. They have played better lately. I gave a stat on the recap. We'll give it to you here on the preview for the Giants series. The Braves are 5-5 in their last 10. The Dodgers are 5-5 in their last 10. The Phillies are 6-4 in their last 10, and the Brewers are 6-4. So the Braves have played, I mean, lack of a better word, the worst baseball of the year, the last 10. And all the Phillies and the Dodgers and Brewers could do is two and muster a game lead. So the Braves are 46-25, game and a half up on the Dodgers for the best record, two on the Brewers. Who we all know they're the three best teams, and the Phillies still remain 8 games back. And I firmly believe, and I get pushed back on this by some of the fans and even my buddy Ryan, I do believe the Phillies are the fourth best team in the National League after watching them, and it really evolves around their pitching staff. So before we get into the Giants preview, how are you seeing the race in the National League right now?
Kind of seeing it the way you kind of just said it. It's kind of a race to the top with Atlanta, LA, and Milwaukee. I do think LA or Atlanta will come out on the top in the National League. We'll win the division. We should. And then we'll see where Philly lands. Ryan has said maybe in the past he sometimes thinks they won't make the playoffs. I think they're making the playoffs. Now, their pitching is going to get them there. One thing I do agree with Ryan on is if Harper and Schwarber are going, they're good enough to win it all. If one of them is struggling or both of them are struggling, it's going to be a long day at the plate for them. But I think the National League is in a really good competitive spot. I think it's going to be a three-way race to get to the number one seed, but I think it's going to be a four-team race to get to the World Series.
Yeah, I agree. I think whoever wins the National League is going to be favored to win the World Series. The Yankees are be the team from the American League that they can put it all together. They're learning. They're showing. I've been saying that about the Yankees. My friend Jeremy does too. They're a different team, and they're showing that with Judge out. They're still able to win games. So, with that said, the one thing to remember is that if you get the one seed, you only have to beat the Dodgers and Brewers once. If you get the 2 and 3, you're going to have to beat them twice to get to the World Series. So that's why home field is actually matters in this instance, because the three top teams in baseball are in the same league. So enough of that. We try to get better, and it's always good to welcome a team that comes in 29-43, 16 games out of the first in the West. They're even a distant wild card here, Andrew. They're 9 games out of the wild card. Pretty much, this is their last hurrah. We are both. He's a big fan of Tony, and I'm a friend of Tony Vitello. And I made a face. They're going to send him to Berry College because they're playing, but they have played better in the last 15 games. They just kind of around 500. Just a high aerial view of the Giants. What do you think about the Giants season so far?
They're such a weird team. They're
Yeah.
such a weird team. And then, they got off to a poor start and people wanted to throw stuff on Tony. I'm like, and you and I have talked off the air. This is not on Tony.
No.
This is the ball club. He was handed. Um, but it's just a weird team. They have some really good players. Devers, Chapman, Arias, Adames, they're all good quality players, but they just don't mesh very well, which is what makes this team really, really weird. And then their pitching staff's a little bit weird, if you ask me.
It is, and a lot of people, we know they don't really hit it, but we're going to give you stats when we start breaking them down. They're actually a better hitting team than they are a pitching team. Part of the problem that they have is the Brewers and the Rays are probably two of the best organizations of building a team toward their fitted for their ballpark. And God bless Buster. Known him too. He's just casually off in the distance, but he should be better than this. They built a team that's not built for their ballpark. They're asking guys like Chapman and Devers and even Adamas to a certain extent to hit these balls. They're just not going to hit in this ballpark. So we'll get to that in a minute. But here's the pitching matchups. We draw a good end here. Logan Webb will not be pitching in this series. That's always a good thing. But I hate to tell you, the guy coming in the third game might have the best stuff on the team. Game one is Adrian Hauser, and he gets Grant Holmes. And you ever seen the meme? Andrew's got Spider-Man pointing at each other. This is
Yeah.
Grant Holmes and Adrian Hauser. Look at y'all. That's me. That's me. So that's game one. Game two is Robbie Ray. And poor Robbie Ray, he got away with pitching only 2 pitches to right-handed batters and 2 pitches to left-handed batters. Check out the Braves hip coil. We break that down. He don't have the velocity like he used to, so he can't just power it by you like he used to. You don't have the same break on the slider against left-handers, and he doesn't throw enough strikes to do that. He's going to get the kid, J.R. Ritchie, who really threw well in New York. I'm excited to see him pitch. Third game is Dandy. Two guys most of the nation doesn't realize has pitched well, Logan Roop and Martin Perez. What do you think about the three pitching matchups?
Um, I think they're as what you would maybe expect for a midweek series, but I think there's got the outside of the third game. I think it's kind of a 50-50 matchup in each game. Which Robbie Ray shows up. Can he locate the fastball well and the slider off of that? And will J.R. Ritchie pitch like he did in New York out of the bullpen, or will he pitch like he did in Miami in his last start a few weeks ago in Miami? Grant Holmes, I'm looking actually for a big bounce back start from Grant. I think this is a great opportunity with Strider down to show who's boss and really step up for this pitching staff who's in a desperate need for a third or fourth starting pitcher right now who's able to go 5.5, 6 innings every night out there, and we need Grant to do that. But the third pitching matchup, I think, is going to be pretty darn good. Logan Roop is a young pitcher who's really good, and then Martin Perez just goes out there and is a dog. He's going to give you what you need. He's basically Bryce Elder from the left side, but I think this will be a good pitching matchup series for both teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Braves bats can do.
I am too. So let's get to the Giants hitters. Grant, JR, and Martine. It's an interesting team. They're a funny team because of their ballpark. You can't really look at their overall when you're playing them at home. They have a seven team OPS of right around 744. It's like 12th in the league. Blah blah blah. But they're terrible at home, a little over 700, and they're no 725 OPS, and they're 744 away because again they didn't build their team for their ballpark. So their hitters that y'all know of are Devers, Adames, Chapman, Arise, Jungkoo Lee. That's pretty much the heart and soul of that team. They got some other mismatched pieces. I don't think they got the depth, but the key is I don't care how he's still not the superstar. He's just not the superstar he was. He don't mean he can't be back. He scares you, and that's Rafael Devers. And never nervous Matt Chapman can always take you deep. And so we got to keep the ball down. But this is like you said, this is a lineup that these three pitchers should be able to navigate.
I agree. You kind of mentioned their core, but someone you didn't mention who's having a pretty darn good year out there in San Francisco is Casey Schmidt. That guy can hit out there, and he's got some power. He can get on base. He drives in runs. He's a guy that we got to really keep under control. Like I agree with you. Every time he comes up to the plate against us, I think he's homering Devers. I think he takes us. He hits us pretty good anyway. Matt Chapman. I always have flashbacks to last year, and when he hit that walk off against us, I was there. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but that was a tough one. But I think this is just an. I think it's going to be an interesting ride for our pitchers, and you got to get Luis Ariz off the. Got to keep his bat in control. He'll just bloop you for three singles per game. It'll just annoy you. But that's kind of where I see the Giants lineup. We should be able to navigate it pretty well, but they do have the talent to put up some runs on you.
Yeah, I didn't mention Casey because he's been their best player this year. And they're going to have Buster's going to have a tough time here because they're going to have to sell. You don't want to unload everybody, and I guarantee you the one guy everybody's going to come ask for is Casey Schmidt. And so it'll be interesting how he navigates it. He's a really good player. He's actually been leading off for them too lately, so a lot. So uh, he's kind of a utility too. He can play anywhere, so
Hmm.
he'll come in high demand with the trade deadline. So we'll see. Um, I think going into the game, as far as our pitchers, I would like to see all three of them really attack the zone. I know that a couple of them have some power. Even Adamas has some power. Casey does. But I just don't think if we throw strikes, and I want to see our fastball percentage be up a little bit against these guys. Now we can't throw it down the heart of the plate, of course, but if we hit our spots with the fastball, they just not a great fastball hitting team per se, not as great as we have. So I don't think we have to navigate around them like we did. I mean, I know the Mets, we like to make fun of them, but that top group, Bichette and Soto, are tremendous fastball hitters. The home run that Bichette hit out, I know it wasn't a great fastball off of Strider, but it was just a tee shot down the right field line. What do you think? I think we can attack the Giants with the fastball.
Attack, attack, attack is my would be my game plan against the Giants, and then use the fastball to your advantage, and then get for Grant Holmes, for example, use that cutter, use the slider to get the righties to go fishing, and then I actually really like Holmes going inside against a lot of
Oh
these
yeah.
lefties as well, because a lot of them like to get their hands out and extend it over the plate, and outside of Devers, I think you can really get the inside fastball to your advantage here in this series.
Yeah, I agree. And let's face it, this is a big opportunity for all three of them. So Hurston's coming. and his arm looks good. The Braves are going to most likely trade. We don't know what's going to happen with Spencer. So these three are actually pitching for their life, and so will Hurston when he gets here. So the Braves right now, it's kind of an audition. So if I'm Grant, JR, not much as Martine, but those first two, I'm going to treat it like that. I'm going to go out there and give them my best stuff. So we'll see how they do. Um, from the pitching end, um, Hauser, Ray, and Root, the Braves are number one in ERA. That's hard to believe because after this last weekend of the match, you felt like we dropped like 5 spots. But we talked about it on the recap. The problem was three pitchers. Everybody else pitched well. Our bullpen, 3 runs in 21 innings. And then Martine and Chris Sale only gave up something like 3 runs in like 12 innings, 13 innings. So, most of the runs were given up by the three. So our hitters, though, batted 224 in the last series, 194 with runners on scoring. This is one they got to get healthy. Because I hate to tell you, we're not getting ahead of ourselves, but what's coming this weekend, if we go through a slump against the Giants, this could be a really not devastating. We have a huge lead, but I would almost guarantee the Phillies will get back in the race somehow. If we don't hit against the Giants, because coming this weekend, the Brew Crew can absolutely sling it. They've got a great pitching staff. And I want you to get to the ballpark every night in the Giants series, but anybody who misses Friday night's game, whew, selling Mizorowski. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So the Braves hitters have got to get right. Ryan talked about it on the hip coil. Everything's got to be middle backside because they work everything away, all their stuff. Hauser, here he is. He's right-handed. He throws the sinker, but he wants to throw everything away. Robbie Ray, everything's away. And Logan Roop has a really good curveball, which he's trying to dot on the outside. So our hitters have to hit the ball the opposite way. What do you think about their approach going in this week?
Um, Attack early, but also be patient in the same way. Um, See the ball up in this series. You see the ball up on the fastball, go get it. You see the curveball down, let it go. But this is a good series, I think, for the Braves hitters to get back on track because they know what's coming in this next weekend with the Miz, especially on Friday. But this is a good series for our hitters to get back on track.
Yeah, yeah. So we got to do that. So let's get into what we think is going to happen. All right. So let's go to the pitching side first. All right. Who is the guy in the starting that's going to have to be on their game? We need a big time start out of this series.
We need a big time start from Grant Holmes. Is what we need. He needs to come out and show however he pitches in the first 3 innings. He needs to do that for 5 to 6 innings.
Yeah.
On Tuesday night, we need him to do that. So he's got the most important start of this series, in my opinion.
100%. 100%. It's Grant Holmes. We got to put the plug in the dam right now. We got to finish the downward spiral, and we need to win because I think if we win that game, we're gonna win the series because I think Wednesday night sets up really well for us. I know the kid's pitching. Y'all gonna give me heck about that, but I really like our bats against Robbie Ray. He'll probably go out and throw a no hitter, so we'll see. But the relief corps, pick any of them. They're always great. But who? Because you look at their lineup, they're big hitters. They have a mix. Most of them's right-handed bats. Devers is really talented from the left side. I'm talking about his power bats. So who from the relief corps you think is going to be have a pivotal moment this week?
I think it's going to be Mr. Robert Suarez.
Uh-huh.
Picked him a lot, but I think he matches up really well against their right-handed batters. I think he matches up with Devers really well. And I think this is another time, him coming from San Diego. He knows these Giants hitters quite a bit, and I think that he's going to have we're going to rely on him a little bit in this series, and I think he'll have a big one for our relief corps.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to go with the other guy in the back end, and that's Rossio Iglesias. It's not been bad, but he's been just a tad shaky. I want to see him come in there and do his Rossio 8 pitches to 11 pitches and get out of there just a tad. I don't really think he's really been the ball that Soto hit was a bomb, but everybody else has been hitting him. And I know the Montgomery kid took him out for the win, but I still don't know how you hit that changeup out of the ballpark. I think there's a gust of wind. That should have been a fly ball to Yastrzemski right there.
Yep.
So, but I want to see Iglesias step up here. I think it's a big moment. And I think we picked the two guys. It's a big moment. I think we got to kind of settle everything down a little bit. So,
Mhm.
and they can close out some games. So from the hitting side, I've already made my announcement, and of course he's been so busy, so I know he hadn't got to watch the hip coil yet. But so I'll give him mine in a second. But who's going to be the hitting MVP?
Welcome back, Drake Baldwin.
Yeah.
Drake Baldwin is going to come back and light it up against the Giants this year, or this series, excuse me. Um, he's hungry. I think, in my opinion, you know this. I believe he's our best overall hitter. We've needed him, we've missed him, and he sets this lineup up really well. And I think the Braves offense is going to get back on track with Drake Baldwin in the lineup this series.
Yeah, we agree. We on the hip coil. We talked about Drake being our best pure hitter. There's two guys that are right there, and that's Matt and Drake. That we cannot lose. They're going to carry us the rest of the year. We did not pick Drake because the stupid Stripers game got rained out, and so we're not really sure if he's going to play Tuesday or not. But he will be back in the series. He could play one game, hit 3 home runs, and Andrew will feel good that he picked him. So we'll see. My pick is Eli White. We're gonna
Good
go
one.
Eli White. I love Eli White in these three matchups, and I think that I'll just be honest with you. The one guy that I feel the most comfortable from the right side against Logan to hit the curveball is Eli White, and so that's the reason why. So I'm gonna go Eli White. With that said, well, how's the series gonna go?
I think we take 2 out of 3. I really want to go sweep, but I'm going to go 2 out of 3, get back on track. I think JR is going to throw the ball well on Wednesday, but it's all eyes on Grant Holmes on Tuesday night. But I think we take 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we're the same way. We went 2 out of 3, both me and Ryan. And part of the reason you can't take a sweep is because how bad we just played 1-4. If we had come in here 4-1, I'd almost 100% take a sweep. And we need to take 2 out of 3 because they have a market out there that we can go fishing in. We didn't even mention here, we got to get out of here, but Eric Miller from the left side would be a nice pickup for the Braves. They want to add bullpen piece.
Mm-hmm.
And they got some other guys. Hey, they want to send us Casey Schmidt. He can platoon or just play in left field. So,
Yeah.
you know, hint, Buster and AA. So we'll be fine with those. So, we're going to get out of here, give our final thought of the night, and we'll get out of here. Andy, what you got?
Just a big series to bounce back for the Atlanta Braves. The Phillies are winning tonight against the Miami Marlins. They're playing good ball. We're struggling just a hair. Like I said, I'm not worried about it, but it's time for us to get back to playing Braves baseball, and I can't think of a better team to get back against, to get back to our normal ways than against the Giants, who have struggled all year, and then back at home. It's a big series for us, but I think we get back on track.
We don't talk about our final thoughts, but it's almost the same thing. Is that we play the Giants 6 of the next 12 games. I think they've got the Padres. Then
Mm-hmm.
go to San Francisco next road trip. They're not. This is not the same San Francisco Giants. Are one of the worst teams in baseball. You have to make hay here. If you don't, you're going to give Phillies life. This is where you don't give Phillies life. Just go 5-1, high 4-2, get some wins, and then you can split the other three against the Padres and the Brewers, and you get 7-5. That takes 2 more weeks off the schedule, and I guarantee you, the best case will be the Phillies will probably be like 7 back at the best case. So, and you took 2 more weeks off the schedule. So, yeah, that's my final thought. Take advantage of this. This is one of the worst teams in baseball. I know it doesn't sound like it should be because we always think the San Francisco Giants is a contender. This team is not a contender. So, like I said, they're going to probably send their coach to Division III college baseball because he's probably going to get tired of this. He won't. He'll go to the SEC or somewhere. So that's it. We're out of here. We love you, Braves country, and as always, peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.